Hello, good morning. I am creating these very large master boards. They are about 20 inches by about 12 and a half inches. I had all of these little squares that I had cut apart years and years ago, and I just wanted to get them out of the way. I had this really big page from a atlas that I had taken apart. So I thought, well, I'm going to make some big master boards. Last night I glued them all down. I had originally put them on strips of paper one way, and then I just glued them onto the atlas page in strips this way. And then last night I put some tissue paper on top, and then I have one that I put some pattern paper on top, and then I pulled out some of the napkin, like that ply that would pull off on our napkins, and I'm going to just put that on top of a couple as well. So I thought I would have you join me doing that so you can see some of the things that I'm doing in my craft room. I'm just using Elmer's School Glue, and I'm going to dilute it a little bit with water. Pretty basic stuff that we all do. I'm hoping maybe to add some stamps and things like that. If anybody has some ideas on how to use up these massive master boards. I've had this paper for so long that to be honest, my brain is kind of filled up with all the ideas. I feel like I've used it so many times that I'm kind of done with it. So I'm eager to create some new things and have this paper out of my papers in my craft room. So, because they keep popping up, they keep just sprouting out of the drawers on me. So I just want them to be gone, to be done. So literally just going to be painting this on here. There's so many different ways to use decoupage in our crafting. I might create some envelopes, or yeah, I don't know. I think I might want to make some bigger things, or maybe have it as the covers for some quick little journals maybe. I really like the way this part turned when I did some little tiny, the end pieces. I liked that. When I first got this paper, I was just in love with it, but after working with it for years and years, I'm ready for something new. I'm thinking I've probably had this paper in my cupboard for 10 years. I'm sure many of you guys have seen it around also. I'm guessing it was probably from Michael's originally. It was pretty popular for a little while. Mostly wanted to use the white ones because I want to see the pattern through. I just want to mute it a little bit. To use up every piece of our stashes. And then I'll probably have to put them under some heavy books for a little while to weight them down because they're really, it's almost like a quilt where each little square is kind of puffy, which is kind of neat in itself, but I don't know if that's the look I'm going for. Just need to whoops. So if you have any ideas for me on how to use up my giant masterboards, I'd love to hear them. I'm definitely eager to use these up. I know I will. Cards and tags is always an easy go-to. Maybe making some envelopes. I saw a really fun video of a lady who made little houses with her big master boards. I'm thinking that might be a fun activity to do. But yeah, that'll get a little bit whiter as we go along. So I've got, yeah, so just a review, that was the just adding the white on. That one was adding the I thought I had another, oh, there it is. One moment. This one, I really like the way this one turned out. Multiple layers of the pattern turned out really cute. And all the different patterns of the papers. I tried to keep some with more greens and blues and some with more reds and cream. This one is much more checkerboard. Let me just move this out of the way. And then just a combination of all of them. Yeah, so curious to see what all this is going to end up as. Love that little. I do still love these images. Just gotta move on to other colors. Well, dragonflies are always the best. Anyway, always remember trying to use up all of our stuff. So, oops, I had a technical difficulty. This one, so I had this one that I just put one layer of the tissue on because I just wanted it to be a little bit muted. And this one I'm putting, I think I have about 3 layers on there. So I'm just going to put, I had one piece left that I caught that I'm going to put on to make this one a lot more opaque. So what brings you to the crafting channels? Are you a junk journaler? Are you a card maker? Do you make journals? Are you multimedia? Do you scrapbook? Oh, look at that bubble. That could make something interesting later, but haven't worked that too much. Okay, next. Next one I want to put the brown napkins on top of, but I'm not sure which one. Maybe this one? I think I'll do that one. Because I think I only have enough to maybe do 1 or 2 layers, so it's not going to be very thick, but I just want it to be enough to be able to maybe put some stamps or something on top just to take down that color a little bit. Finding my center here for you guys. We have had some pretty nice days out lately, but the forecast says it's going to get chilly, which means no guilt for being inside and crafting. That's one thing that I like about the cold weather. Here we go. I know there has been some record snowfall in different areas this year. Mix up some more. Whoops. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like this. A little bit of water for the Mod, creating my Mod Podge, a little bit of water for me. had to fill up the humidifier yesterday. Do you guys like house plants? I do definitely like house plants, and they were suffering quite a bit, so try to get those going again. Get the humidifier going. I like the different textures that are in some of the different napkins, the way that they're pressed together. But some of them have different lines in them. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but this one kind of has lines going up and down it that way. Do you guys normally watch movies while you are crafting? Well, or other crafters. That's what I generally do, which is why I try and share a little bit of myself crafting. That's because even as we speak, I have somebody else in the corner watching her. There's always inspiration to be had by other people. Let me see who's on the video right now. It is, let's see if I can, Seven Plaza. That lady is very creative, if you have ever seen her. Some other ladies in Canada that I know about. If you guys know, please share. I know I used to watch a lady, I think I even got her card here. P.S. I Love You by Charla, but I've noticed she hasn't put anything new on in a little bit. And somebody else I really like. Let me see if I can find. I've got two. Sorry about that. There's a lady in Kamloops who does cards. Shoot. I'm trying to remember her name. But I really like her videos as well. Yeah. There's always somebody to... Can you see that? I'm doing way down in the corner. There's always somebody around to give us some inspiration. not quite enough glue in there. I'm definitely not very chatty when I craft. I know a lot of people are very good at chatting away. We'll see if that's something I get better at. I feel like when I make a script, I'm better at it, but when I'm doing my crafting, I'm concentrating. There's things to concentrate on here. This, let's see, does it go all the way to the edge? Not quite. I might not be going all the way to the edge. I think I'll cut that off. So just go over top here. Do you stand up or do you sit down when you do your crafts? That's one thing I actually find that I've usually always stood up, and I'm having to start to, my feet get sore now. It's getting a little annoying having to wear shoes inside the house. It's not something I used to always do. Yeah, I used to always like to, oh, I might have 2 plies in here. Let me see. Do I or no? I think it's just, huh, that is that, wow, okay. All right, put that. That one I obviously coffee dyed. Looks like Once Upon a Time. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I think I've got 3 there that I don't know if I want to cover up yet or not. And I think I have enough to work with for now. So, there we go. We'll let these dry. And then we'll have to come back another day and see what these ones look like. So this is how we started, and you can see how I glued them together in strips and then glued them onto the big sheet, and then so that one's the brown one. This is the multi-layers with the white. Here is just a single layer. Oh, it's starting to dry already. It's going to be pretty transparent. Here's that one's almost dry. The dragonfly, the one of the sewing patterns, and This has multiple layers of sewing pattern on it. That's just single sewing pattern layer. Yeah, so when we come back, we will see how we'll decorate these a little more with some stamps and whatnots. So, yeah. Hope you're enjoying the nicer weather, or hope you're having nicer weather where you are, and happy crafting.
Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share.